guys can call me Venkat or Venkatesh. And I have 8+ years of experience in the IT industry. I have worked for companies like Wipro and Capgemini. Currently, I'm working for TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, and I have been a corporate trainer as well. I have been taking trainings for my previous company, Capgemini, and current company as well. I have been in the interview panel for DevOps positions. I have been interviewing candidates who are freshers as well as experienced candidates for the DevOps positions. Okay, so that's about me. And is it okay, Ajay? So do you have any other
Yes,
doubts?
yes. No, no. Yeah, it's fine. You can proceed. Yeah.
Okay, so fine. So let's continue with what is DevOps and how do we use DevOps in today's SDLC. Okay, so before that, Rohin, I see you have joined today. Okay, so Rohin, this is a demo session. So this is going to be a repeated demo session which you have attended last week. So if you want to continue, fine, or else you can continue from tomorrow on. Like tomorrow onwards, we'll be continuing the as usual DevOps classes and all. Okay. So please let me know if it is fine with you. Okay, fine, Rohin. Okay, let's catch up tomorrow with our DevOps classes. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we'll start the actual DevOps content. Okay, so today is the uh, just a demo session. Fine. Yeah. So guys, so if you are from India and you might have seen these companies, right? These right-hand side companies. Yeah. So in this image, in this slide, you can see that there are like three companies, Meru, Dotcaps, and Skycaps on the left-hand side, and you can see Ola and Uber on the right-hand side. Am I right? So basically, what I'm trying to say, how many of you know these left-hand side companies? How many of you have the apps of these left-hand side companies on your mobile? I guess the answer will be very few, right? So very few people use these left-hand side companies. Am I right? So the reason for these left-hand side companies, they started in the year 2005, 2006. Okay, 2005, 2006, these left-hand side companies started their operations in India. And coming back to these right-hand side companies, this Ola and Uber, they started their operations in the year 2010 and 2011. Okay, so there was a clearly a gap of 5 years between the left side companies and the right side companies. Okay, so even though there was a gap of 5 years, these left side companies, these three companies, couldn't capture the entire cab market in India. What was the reason behind it? Why these companies, which started after a 5 years of gap in 2010 and 2011, how how did these two companies become number one in cab industry? What was the reason behind it? Okay, so first of all, we need to understand their working model. Okay, we need to understand the working model of these two companies. Okay, which became the market leaders. So the working model, if you see the left hand side companies, okay, Meru, Dotcaps and Skycaps, they were using the traditional method. Okay, we used to for example, we used to call them to the customer care of these companies. We used to tell them that I'm at certain place and I need cab, and the cab driver is to come and pick us up, right? So that was a lot of challenging work, right? Calling to the customer, telling the exact position, then the driver has to come. All those things used to be very hectic. But whereas coming to these companies, they started using an app. Okay, they launched the company itself launched an Android and iOS app onto the smartphone companies, right? Smartphones, they have launched the app and people started using these apps, right? So the user interface was so simple. People started sharing the location, driver is to come pick you up, and we used to leave to the destinations, right? So it was so simple. People started liking this application, right? People started liking the application, which made these companies Ola and Uber to become number one company in India, right? Today these two companies are the market pioneers. Today if you go to Play Store and if you see the if you try to find out the apps of these companies, you can find the apps, but very few people use it, and the rating is also very low. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, the reason for telling you this example is that whenever a company is trying to launch a product in India or in any part of the world, whenever a company is trying to launch a product into the market, they'll try to see that they try to see that the product is delivered, the product is launched as soon as possible. Okay, they try to see that the product is launched as soon as possible so that it can capture maximum number of market. Okay, maximum number of customers can be acquired. Okay, so that's the one of the most important organization goals which is there. So we need to understand some organizational goals, what exactly these organization goals are, and why why companies try to uh, pay more focus on them. Okay, so let's try to see those organization goals. Okay, so basically we have many organization goals, but some of the few organization goals which I have captured are these things. Okay, so the first one is faster delivery of the product. Okay, so every company, when they try to launch a product into the market, they'll try to see that the product is launched as soon as possible. Okay, they try to see that as soon as possible. The because whenever the product is delivered into the market as soon as possible, it will capture maximum market by gaining the maximum number of customers. Okay, so the second one is higher quality of the product. Okay, so whenever delivering a product to the client, okay, the quality shouldn't be compromised. Every company will try to see that the quality of the product is not compromised. They'll try to give the maximum number of quality measures are taken, and the quality of the product is uh, achieved and matched by the customer's requirement. Okay, so the higher the quality, higher number of customers will be using that product. So this is the second organization goal. The third one is less expenditure. If the expenditure to complete the project is less, we can expect more returns, right? So in the same way, organization needs to find where it can cut down the cost to develop the project. Okay, it will try to check what are the areas where the cost can be cut down so that the project will be developed at a very minimum cost. Fourth one and most important one, minimized outages or losses. Okay, whenever an issue or outage happens, okay, if the organization tries to resolve it as soon as possible, the impact will be very less. Okay, which means that very few people will be affected, which means again it turns to be very few, it will be like very less loss to the company. Okay, for example, very recently Google's Gmail, YouTube, Google Maps, and a lot of other services were down. You guys remember, right? So what happened exactly? So there was some technical issue from the Google end, and lot of services were down. Gmail, we couldn't access YouTube, we couldn't access Gmail, Google Maps as well. So a lot of cab drivers were affected, a lot of services were down, and which affected the Google's services, right? So what is happening here? A lot of financial loss is to lot of financial loss happened to the Google. Even though Google is a very good company, very big company, this affected the reputation of that company, right? This has affected the reputation of a big company like Google. So every company we try to see that outages are very less. When the outage is very less, very few people will be affected, right? So these are some of the important organization goals which every company will try to see them. Now let's try to see a simplistic approach of software development lifecycle, how software is developed in a company. So see here. So this is customer. Mm, okay. So see, this is the development team. Every company will have a development team. Development team for what? Writing the code, okay, software code, and handing over to the client. So the development team in a company, they'll write the code, okay, they'll write the code and they will hand it over to the client. So the process of delivering delivering the code to the client is called as delivery. Okay, so what they are delivering, they're giving the source code. Okay, what are the code they have written, they are delivering it to the client. Now what client will do, client will try client will start using the code and check for any bugs or issues, and they'll give us the feedback, right? So the client will give the feedback to the development team. So the process is called as feedback. Now feedback, what feedback exactly consists of? Feedback consists of any bugs, okay, any bugs, or what are the bugs are there, if the code is crashing or not. Okay, all those bug related issues will be informed by the client to the development. Also feedback consists of any issues, right? Issues like any errors or something, if they are clicking on something and it is going to somewhere else. So all these steps will be there. Okay, and some enhancements. Okay, enhancements means if they want any new features, enhancements. Okay, so any new features to be added to the existing source code, any existing application is there, right? If they want any new features to be added, so they'll give us the enhancements report also. So that what development team, what they will do, they will take this feedback, they'll start working on the new code. Okay, they'll start updating that code, and again they will deliver it to the client. Okay, so again client will start using that code and they will start giving the feedback. So this is a continuous process. Okay, this is a continuous process, and this was a very simplistic method of software development lifecycle. Okay, this is a cycle. Okay, this is a cycle which is happening in a company. So this is a very simplistic approach. Okay, very simplistic approach which you have seen for a software development happening in a company. Now let's try to understand what are the different stages involved in a software development lifecycle. Okay, so just now we have seen developing and handing over to the client. Then the client is giving the feedback to the development team. Now let's try to see what are the different stages involved in software development lifecycle. Okay, so these are the some of the stages involved in software development lifecycle. Okay, so see here. Yeah, so basically in a software development lifecycle, first an idea is taken. Okay, what exactly needs to be developed. Okay, how it is going to be developed, all these things will be idea will be taken. Okay, so idea will be given by the client to the company where the development is going to be happening. Now what will happen after that? So the requirements will be gathered. How many people are going to work, what are the tools has to be used, on which platform it has to be built, all those requirements will be taken. Then finally the designing purpose. Okay, they'll try to design the architecture, how the software has to be designed. Okay, and what are the stages involved, all these things will be designed. And finally then the development team will start writing the source code. Okay, so the development team will consist of programmers, right? So the programmers will start writing the source code and they'll hand it over to the testing team. So the testing team will start test the code, and then the deployment will happen. So the deployment will happen, and finally the monitoring and maintenance will take place. Okay, monitoring and maintenance, so that the monitoring and maintenance team will try to monitor the product, and if they have any issues and if they have any bugs or related issues, they'll try to check with the client and they'll give a report to the development team back again. So the development team will start writing the code once again, and it's a continuous process, guys. Okay, it's a continuous process, and in this way the software development goes on in a project. Okay, so these are some of the stages involved in software development lifecycle. There are like multiple stages involved. Okay, sub stages are there, like build. Okay, build is there. Okay, and moving to the artifactory. All these stages are involved in all these stages are involved in software development lifecycle. Now that image which is shown here, it's a sample image. Okay, there is no rule that every project will have to follow each and every stage. Okay, so this is a like example. Okay, now I'm getting a doubt here in the chat box. So in which stage DevOps will be involved? So we're coming to that part, Lavanya. So please wait for a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to explain that. Okay, so where exactly DevOps is going to come. So understood, right? Like this is the software development lifecycle which is happening in a typical agile project. Now let's try to see what are the different ways the software development is happening. Okay, until now, until now here we in IT industry, we have two methods of software development. Okay, one is waterfall model, one is agile model. So in waterfall model, okay, this approach of developing the software in the IT industry was adapted in early 2000. From since 2000 it is this approach is present. Okay, in 2000s. Now in this approach, okay, in this approach what is happening is, right, what are the stages involved is there, right? Like design, development, build, testing, quality assurance, all the stages are there, right? All the stages are broken down in a linear sequential phase manner. Okay, linear sequential phase manner means all these stages are interrelated. Okay, interrelated and depending upon other stages. Okay, other stage. Got it right? For example, first the designing is happening. Until the designing is completed, the development team will be sitting idle. Once the designing is complete, the work will be handed over to the development team. So the development team will start writing the code, and once the development team completes the code, then only the testing team will start testing the code. Okay, so until the development team is giving the code, the testing team is sitting idle. Okay, so in the same way, all the other rest of the teams are sitting idle and waiting for the code to come to their part. Okay, so basically in simple words, what I can say is like, uh, the once the stage is completed, then only the next stage will be coming into the effect. Okay, so that is what linear sequential phase means. Okay, so whereas coming to agile is like more flexible. Okay, what is happening here in agile is like, different teams will be working parallelly, and the development team and testing team will be working parallelly. Whatever the development team has completed the developing the code, they'll immediately hand it over to the testing team. They'll test the code and they will deploy it. Okay, so basically in agile, different stages are running parallelly. So what is happening here? When the different stages are running parallelly, the development will be happening fast, and they can hand over the code to the client at a faster rate. Okay, at a faster rate, they can hand over the product to the client. So development is happening in agile very fast when compared to the waterfall model. Okay, so this made a lot of companies to move from waterfall to agile. A lot of companies started switching from waterfall to agile. Okay, see here in this slide, we can see waterfall model. Each stage, okay, in each stage the entire project has to be completed, then only the next stage will be starting. So whatever the project is there, right, each team will be thinking it as a very huge task. Okay, that created a lot of pressure on the individual teams. But whereas coming to the agile, the project is divided into smaller sprints. Smaller sprints means smaller tasks. Okay, the project is divided into smaller tasks, and it is being developed by the different teams. So this made a lot of companies to switch to agile, because the work is getting delivered, the work is getting developed at a faster rate, and they are able to deliver it to the client at a small period of time. Okay, now the question is, where exactly DevOps comes? Okay, so whenever the development team is writing the code, and giving they are giving the code to the client. Okay, what client will do, they'll take the feedback. Okay, they'll start using the code, and they will hand it over to the they'll give the feedback back to the development team. Okay, so whenever the development team will finish writing the code, they hand over the code to the operation teams. Okay, here we have something called operation teams. Okay, so operation teams means what? Operation team stands for the people like system administrators, network administrators, operation staff, release engineers, database administrators, cybersecurity professionals. All these people are there, right? All these people come under operation teams. Okay, so whenever the development team is finishing writing the code, they will hand over the code to the operation team. Okay, so what operational team will do? Operational team will start, right, they'll deploy the code. Okay, they'll deploy the code onto the different environments, Linux servers, Windows servers. Okay, different servers, they have to deploy it and they have to test it. Okay, so the operation teams are always busy with the new change or new updates. Okay, so whatever the change, whatever the development team is introducing the change means what are the bug fixes, or what are the enhancements, or what are the errors are being handled. Okay, all these changes, okay, what are the development team is introducing the change into the source code is called a change. Okay, so this change, okay, whenever this change is happening into the main source code, operation teams are always busy. Okay, operation teams are always busy because they have to coordinate with development team, they have to coordinate with testing team, they have to coordinate with quality assurance team, prepare the documentation, test the code on different environments, deploy the test code, deploy the testing of the code. Okay, all these things has to be taken care by the operation team. This created a huge hectic task for operation teams whenever there is a change. Okay, whenever there is a change, operation team has to work day and night in order to check the deployments. So okay, so what is happening here? Operation teams are always against the deployment of a new change. They don't want any changes into the source code, and development team wants to enhancement. Okay, they want to introduce new changes because they have to work according to the client requirements, right? So development team wants to introduce changes. Operation team doesn't want to introduce any changes. Okay, so this created a gap between the development team and operational team. Okay, there was a gap between the operational team and development team. So what is happening? In order to fix this, in order to bridge this gap between the development team and operational team, in order to fill up the gap between the development team and operational team, a new concept was created, which we call it as DevOps. Okay, DevOps. So DevOps, Dev has been taken from development team, Ops has been taken from operations team. Okay, so basically a DevOps engineer is a person, okay, who will be coordinating and who will be collaborating with development team and operation teams, and he will be having the knowledge of both development skills as well as operation skills to fill up the gap between these two teams and to initiate automation. Okay, got it right? Fine. So let me repeat that once again. So basically, a DevOps engineer is a person who bridges the gap, okay, or who fills the gap between these two teams, development and operations, by handling both development operations as well as development and operational tasks by automating them. Okay, DevOps engineers will be using different tools. They'll be using different techniques and scripting knowledge to do the task automatically and see whatever the manual operations are there, which can be automated. Okay, when manual tasks are being reduced, okay, when the manual tasks are being automated, what will happen? It will reduce the time consumption and manual efforts. Ultimately, the company can deliver the product to the customer very fast, right? So in today's world, a lot of companies are bridging the gap. A lot of companies are introducing DevOps into their practices so that the DevOps engineers can fix the gaps between these two teams and they can hand over the product to the client at a faster rate. Okay, so let's try to see what are the tools involved for a DevOps engineer. Okay, so DevOps engineer will be using these kind of tools. Okay, these are some of the sample tools what a DevOps engineer will be using them in a software development lifecycle in order to automate the different stages. See here, we have different stages, right? The planning, developing of the code, building the code, testing the code, releasing it, then deployment happens, then operation teams comes into the picture for monitoring purposes and all. Okay, so different stages of a software development lifecycle has different tools. Okay, these are tools. Git is a tool, Jira, Confluence, all these things are different tools. Okay, so a DevOps engineer will be having knowledge in these tools. Okay, he'll be using these tools, and apart from this, he'll be using the scripting knowledge, okay, in order to automate the task in a SDLC. Okay, SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. Clear it? Now, these are some of the sample tools. There is no rule that every company has to use only these tools. Okay, there are like 1,000+ tools available in the market. Okay, clear it? What exactly DevOps engineer will be going to do? So let's try to see some theory part. Okay, DevOps is a person who has a knowledge in software development lifecycle. Just now I told you, right? Okay, so DevOps engineer is a person who is going to have good knowledge in automation tools. What are the tools I have shown you will be helping DevOps engineer to automate the different stages and reduce the manual efforts. Okay, DevOps engineer is a person who is going to develop. Okay, he's adept at developing the CI/CD. Okay, we have something called continuous integration and continuous deployment, which we will be discussing in the there is a tool called Jenkins. In that we'll be discussing continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay, basically continuous integration and continuous deployment means basically all the stages are there, right? Developing, writing the code, building it, testing it, all this comes under continuous integration. Okay, so he'll be using different tools and he'll be able to see that all the stages are being done automated. Okay, all the stages are going to be done in automated way. And the continuous deployment part, or what are the code has been developed. Okay, the what are the code has been developed, it is tested and quality assurance has been done. All that code will be deployed onto the client servers in a continuous way. Okay, in an automated way. So the whole entire process of developing the code and building it, testing it, and deploying onto the client's servers. Okay, the testing environment. Okay, the production environment. All this entire process is called as CI/CD. Okay, so we'll be discussing about this CI/CD clearly in a more detailed manner in the Jenkins class. Okay, Jenkins is a tool which we are going to discuss in the coming classes of our this DevOps course. Okay, apart from this, DevOps engineer should have skills in scripting language. Okay, scripting language like Python. We have several scripting languages like Python, Perl, Ruby, JavaScript. Okay, so any one scripting language will be very good, but in today's world, Python is most preferred scripting language. Okay, and apart from this, DevOps engineer should have knowledge in CI/CD pipelines. Okay, just now I told you, right, what exactly CI and CD. So he or she should have knowledge in CI/CD pipelines as well. Apart from this, the DevOps engineer should have knowledge in configuration management tools like Chef and Ansible. So what is Chef and Ansible? We are going to discuss it. Okay, we have something called Chef and Ansible. These are configuration management tools which will be used for managing the configurations of the production, or the different servers are there, right, in different stages: testing environment, production environment, QA environment. So these environments will be having servers. In order to manage these servers, okay, we'll be using these tools like Chef and Ansible. Apart from this, we are going to work on Docker containers as well. Okay, so what is containers, what is Docker, we are going to see in Docker class. Okay, so day-to-day life of a DevOps engineer. So DevOps engineer will be, what exactly he'll be doing on a day-to-day basis. So he'll be maintaining the DevOps pipeline. DevOps pipeline means CI/CD pipeline. Okay, he'll be trying to see the entire setup is automated. Okay, wherever there is a scope of automation, he'll try to remove that manual part and he'll be initiating the automation there. Okay, so when there is automation happening, a lot of manual effort will be reduced and the stage will be automated, and the 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 product can be delivered at a faster rate, right? So build and maintenance servers and the support systems. So he'll be working with different tools like Jenkins and Azure server. So build and monitor the servers. Okay, so we have tools like Jenkins and Azure which will be used for building the code, okay, in an automated way. And in order to monitor that servers, we have something called Nagios. So Nagios is a tool which is used for monitoring purposes. Apart from that, he'll be working on operation tasks like fixing the issues, okay, diagnosing the build failures. He'll be performing these activities on day-to-day basis. And apart from this, the DevOps engineer will be working on engineering and architecture enhancements. What are the new features are being developed, right? So he'll be sitting with the development team and he will be trying to he'll be trying to help them. He'll try to see that new bugs and new enhancements are happening onto the code on a timely basis. Okay, now here this task may be depending. Okay, see, there is no rule that every company has to follow this task. Okay, not every DevOps engineer will be doing on day-to-day basis these tasks only. Okay, these activities may change according to the organization and project requirements. Okay, so remember that. But most of the DevOps engineers are doing these activities only on day-to-day basis. Okay, now points to be remembered. We need to remember few things here. Okay, we need to remember few things here. So the thing is that DevOps is not a tool, it's a methodology. Okay, a lot of people think that DevOps is a software. Okay, DevOps is a software which can be learned and they can become a DevOps engineer. No, DevOps is actually a methodology. DevOps is a process actually. Okay, they need to understand that DevOps is a process which is implemented in software development lifecycle. Okay, so it's not a tool, guys, remember that. The next thing is cloud computing knowledge. Okay, in today's world, a lot of companies are migrating their infrastructure to the cloud computing. Okay, they don't want to invest a lot of money in physical servers. They are going to migrate their servers into the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? We have something called AWS, Microsoft Azure, GCP, right? So these are cloud service providers. Okay, so we are going to host our servers onto the cloud computing platforms like AWS and Azure. Okay, so we are going to learn this cloud computing as well. In today's world, cloud computing knowledge has become mandatory. Okay, the next thing is freshers and experience can switch to DevOps. In today's world, lot of people ask me, I don't have any IT knowledge. I'm from different background like marketing, banking. I don't have any knowledge in IT industry. Can I switch to DevOps? Yes, if you don't have any knowledge as well, but if you have any little experience with the computers and all, you can easily switch to DevOps, and DevOps has a lot of opportunities. Okay, if you guys have knowledge in Linux, okay, so that will be a very added advantage. If you don't have, no problem. I'm going to teach you from scratch. Okay, Linux will be, I'm going to teach you how exactly what exactly Linux is, how exactly the commands are going to work. That all things are going to be learned here. Okay, apart from this, programming knowledge will be added. Okay, if you have any programming knowledge, that will be added advantage. If you don't have, no problem. Okay, because as a DevOps engineer, we are not going to work on programming skills. Okay, finally, more job opportunities. If you today, if you open Naukri.com or LinkedIn or any other job portal, if you search for DevOps role, there are like numerous positions available in the market for DevOps role. Okay, a lot of companies uh, are hiring DevOps engineer to bridge the gap between the development team and operational team, so that the whatever the project they are handling, the the deliverables are happening to the client at a faster rate. Okay, so future is all about automation, guys. A lot of companies are removing the manual part. Okay, they are initiating, they're using different tools, and they are trying to see that automation is happening in the different stages of software development. Okay, now what tools we are going to learn as a DevOps engineer? Okay, I'm going to teach you first Linux fundamentals, what exactly Linux is. Okay, what are the commands and all, how those commands can be used in real time. All these things will be taught in the Linux fundamental classes. Apart from this, we'll be seeing introduction to AWS. Okay, we'll be seeing AWS as well. What exactly AWS is, what is EC2 service, okay, what is auto scaling, what is load balancer. All these things we are going to see in detail. Once all these things are completed, we'll see Git. Okay, Git is a version controlling system. Okay, then we'll start seeing Docker, then Ansible, which is a configuration management tool, then Jenkins is a CI continuous integration tool, then Maven, which is a build automation tool, then CloudWatch, okay, and Nagios. These two are monitoring tools, okay, monitoring tools which are used for monitoring the different metrics of our servers. And again, Chef, this is a configuration management tool. And finally, we'll end with Kubernetes. Okay, so these are the tools which you are going to cover in this DevOps course. Apart from this, I'm going to give you a basic of Python scripting as well. Okay, Python scripting basics also will be shown in this DevOps course. Okay, so these are the tools which we are going to cover. So what exactly do you need to start this course? Okay, basically you need a laptop and you need a AWS account. Okay, see here, we are learning DevOps here. Okay, so a lot of DevOps tools are there, right? A lot of DevOps tools will be running on Linux platform. Okay, a lot of DevOps tool will be running on Linux platform. So this Linux platform, okay, in order to practice Linux, we need Linux servers, right? So in order to launch Linux servers, we are going to create a AWS account. So this is the hierarchy. First, we are going to create a AWS account. We are going to launch Linux servers. Then we are going to practice Linux commands. Then finally, we can start learning DevOps tools. Okay. For that reason, we are going to create a AWS account for practicing DevOps. Okay. So remember that. So you need to create a AWS account and you need to install Putty and Puttygen. These two are applications, guys, which will be used for connecting to the Linux servers. Okay. So my way of teaching, what exactly I'm going to offer you in this DevOps course. Okay, so first I'm going to offer the theory part. Okay, what exactly DevOps is. Okay, what are the concepts we are going to discuss. First I'm going to give you the theory part. Then I will show you exactly, I'm going to implement the exact thing in the practical as well. I'm going to launch the server. I'm going to show you the commands and all, how exactly that concept works. Okay, then the interview question and answers. Immediately once a tool is completed, once we have discussed a tool completely, I'm going to share you the interview question and answers as well, so that you can parallelly practice for your DevOps interviews as well. Okay, I'm going to provide you the material. I'm going to provide the documentation part, okay, in Microsoft Office Word format. Okay, I'm going to share you the Word documents as well in the Google Drive, so you can refer that documentation, and you can prepare for the interviews as well. Okay, so once the each and every tool is completed, I will be taking a mock assessment, okay, just to showcase you that how much you have understood the concept. Okay, so this will be on demand basis. If you guys are interested, I'll be taking mock assessment also. And finally, at the end of the DevOps course, I'm going to give you some tips, okay, which will be useful in resume preparation and for cracking the interviews. Okay, understood, right? So these are the things which I'm going to offer you in this DevOps classes. Okay, so tell me guys, so who and all are interested in joining this DevOps course, so that we can start learning DevOps in changing the SDLC. Any doubts, guys?
Yeah, Venkat, I have few questions.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, like first, whatever you are teaching, that is on premises or it is in cloud, you can show everything like DevOps tools and all.
I'm going to show you I mean, in AWS, I'm going to show you. Everything will be on AWS.
Okay, means under cloud only, right?
Yes, cloud. Yeah,
Okay. I am asking because like somebody is on premises using those tools and somebody using in cloud nowadays.
yeah.
So which one is better and how like we can proceed? Like that's why my question is doubt.
So most of the functionality will be similar, whether it's on premises or AWS. Okay, wherever the application is
Okay.
there. Okay, the application functionality will be very much similar, whether it's cloud or on premises. So, but here, since told you right, lot of the companies are migrating their servers to the Linux platform, that too in cloud, right? So that's why we are going to learn AWS. Okay, here you are going to select AWS as our working platform.
Okay. And for that AWS account to use all the DevOps tool, we need to be charge anything in like
Uh, so we so okay. So in AWS, okay. So basically, we need to create an AWS account. Okay. So we
yes,
have
yes.
something called free AWS account. Okay, free tier account. Okay. In this free tier account, see here, we will be
Okay.
getting 12 months of free period. Okay. So in this 12 months of free period, they are going to give us 750 hours. Okay, 750 hours of free usage. So you can utilize these
Okay.
750 hours, which is valid for 12 months, and you can practice DevOps. This is what we are going to create. Okay.
Fine. Got it. So
Yeah.
yeah, 750 hours is free. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And second is like how the teaching like all practical oriented, like
Yeah,
everything step by
practically.
step. Like as I suppose I am a Java side, my background is Java.
Okay.
Somebody is C, C++ or whatever. So
Yes.
concept is same for everyone, right? So are you showing any programming part like how to integrate with those programming with DevOps tools and all like, or it is common like?
I'm not going to show any programming stuff. Okay. There will be no coding part here. Okay. So
Okay,
entirely DevOps will be restricted to the tools. Okay. What are the tools which I have mentioned here? We're going to discuss these tools first. Okay, the first the theory part will come, then I'm going to show you what are the theory part is there, right? I'm going to implement that theory part into the practical. Okay, I'm going to launch a server and I'm going to show that exactly what I exactly have shown you in the theory. Okay, so
okay,
there will
got
be
it.
no programming stuff here. Okay, in the end we have a session called project. Okay, so I'll be showing you a real-time project. Okay, and I'm going to integrate these tools. I'm going to integrate Git, Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Maven. Okay, I'm going to integrate these tools and I'm going to create a pipeline. Okay, all these tools are going to work together.
Okay, so this
So that is
project
how.
can be used as a interview purpose. Like I can add
Yes,
in
you
my
can use.
resume. You can provide any
Yeah,
project. Yeah,
yes. So
real
the
time
the
scenario.
purpose of giving you the project is the uh, so that you guys can add that project into your resume, so that you can, whenever you're facing the interviews, right, you can explain the project and you can tell them that you have worked on these tools.
Okay.
Okay.
Like why I'm doubt is like suppose example Docker we are learning. So Docker can be used by Spring also as by an other language also. So how you can teach that like Docker to understand better? Like you can create some image example. So is it any related to programming language? Like that's my doubt actually. I'm new in that. Yeah.
Okay. So are you talking about Docker?
Yeah. Docker. Just example. One example. Docker. Suppose you teach. So can I use that Docker, whatever I can learn from you, can I use in my project like Docker image? Can I create my own and all deploy and all process? Like,
Yes, you can do that. Okay. Yeah, we are going to see the end to end, whatever the basics are there, right? First, we are going to discuss the basis of Docker. We are going to see Docker is used for launching the containers. You know, right? What is a container?
yeah,
Container
yes.
is a lightweighted VM, okay, virtual machine. Okay, so in order to launch these Docker containers, we are going to see what are the basics of Docker, how Docker works, and what are the images, okay, what are the commands are involved in launching the containers and all. So we are going to see from scratch. Okay, so after completion of Docker classes, you can on your own you can launch your Docker containers, you can manage them, you can create images out of it, you can push those images to the Docker hub. All these things you can
Okay.
do it on your own. Okay.
Okay. And finally, I have one more doubt. Like, what is the duration for this complete?
Yeah. So basically I'm going to take 60 days of time. Okay.
Okay.
These classes will be 60 days. Okay. So I'm going to take from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay.
Okay. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So people who have joined from abroad, okay. So this is the timing, guys. We are going to follow 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay. And these classes will be taken from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be off.
Okay.
Okay. I hope that
So
cleared your doubt.
60 days means like 60 sessions or like
60
60 days in.
sessions. 60
Okay.
sessions.
Okay.
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 So
Fine.
it will that includes Saturday, Sundays and all. Okay. Whenever we are going to connect, 60 classes are going to be covered. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. I have done my all the doubts.
Yeah.
So is it class starting from tomorrow itself, or it will take some time, 1 or 2 days, or
It will take
like
I mean from tomorrow onwards we are going to start. Okay.
okay, actual you
So
can
if
start from tomorrow. Okay,
yeah, so tomorrow onwards we are going to start, and whoever who is going to join from tomorrow, okay, new people, I'm going to take demo for them after the class completes. Once the class is completed, I will be taking the demo for the new students. Okay, so I'm not going to
okay,
disturb you guys. So our classes will be starting from tomorrow onwards.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, so any other doubts, guys? Anyone has any doubts?
Yeah,
So
Venkat.
Lavanya, yeah, please tell me.
Yeah. How many days for AWS and how many days for DevOps? I mean,
So
remaining
basically,
tools like Git, Docker.
yeah. So here I told you, right? I'm going to give you AWS overview. Okay, AWS has, see, I'm not going to give any false claim. Okay, so AWS has 175 plus services. Okay, 175 plus services. So in order to learn this 175 services, it will take at least 90 days of time. Okay, so here in this curriculum, whatever I'm going to teach, I'm going to teach AWS, which is required for DevOps. Okay, so basically the entire DevOps is not going to be taught here. AWS, I'm going to cover important services. Okay, EC2, CloudWatch, and these concepts like auto scaling, load balancer, which are required for DevOps engineer. Okay, so basically AWS will be completed within 5 days. Okay, 5 days. After completing the AWS, we're going to switch to DevOps tools. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Venkat, one
thank you.
more doubt. Yeah, Venkat, one more doubt. Like after completion of this course, uh,
Okay.
can we put some experience in our resume? Like I am a DevOps tools knowledge and all. Like I have done these many years of experience. In your knowledge, how
Yeah.
many years I can put
You can
after
you can put
completing this?
easily, you can put at least 3+ years of experience.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
for example, so people who have worked for 11 years, 12 years, they have learned DevOps from me. Okay, so what they did, people like people who have experience in IT industry, okay, who have been working in different domains like testing or development, what they did, they have I mean, they have segregated this experience. Okay, they have divided this experience into 7 plus 4. Okay, so what they did, the 7 they have shown showcase as developer, and this 4 as DevOps engineer. Okay, so you can do the
Oh,
same thing.
okay.
If you're an experienced guy, what you can do, you can divide your experience into half. Okay, and you can at least showcase 3 plus years of experience as DevOps engineer.
Okay,
Okay.
so my case, like suppose I have 8 years of experience. So
Hmm.
how I can divide like 8 plus 3 can we do, or like it's not possible, right? Maybe
So
they are reduced
you
and
have
they are increasing, like that we can do. Yeah.
so you have
Yeah, I
8
have
plus
overall.
years of experience.
Yes, yes.
Okay, what you can do, you can at least you can keep like 4.5 years of as developer, and the rest of the experience is there, right? Like around 3 point 3 point, how much it will be, something like odd
Okay,
number, right? What are the rest of the experiences there, right? You can show it a DevOps engineer.
okay. In that way we
Okay,
can divide.
yeah.
So they will put one question. Na, you have very less experience, only 4 years in development. Then
No, see,
that is my.
interviewer will be least bothered about this experience. They will be not bothered about this
Okay,
experience. They will be focusing on this much. How much experience do you have in DevOps? Okay.
okay. Why? Because I'm asking, as you mentioned earlier, like you are under some interview process also. So I think
Hmm.
you can better experience and understand how the interviews are going on. That's why.
Yeah. See, I have seen people who have been working in IT industry from last 10 or 12 years of last 12 years. Okay, so they have been working in different areas, development, testing, and all. So we primarily focus how much experience they have in DevOps, how many tools they know, what knowledge they have with these DevOps tools. That is the main thing which I focus on.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, Venkat. Thank you.
So any other doubts, guys? So what I'm going to do, uh, I'll share you the mobile number and email ID of DurgaSoft. Okay. So if you guys are interested, you can talk to them about the fees related issues. Okay. And you can sort out those. Okay. So I have dropped the email address and mobile number in the chat box. You can talk to them, guys. Okay. And you can pay your fees and all. And what are the other related queries are there, right? You can talk to them. So every session what we are going to cover every day, that will be recorded, and you will be given a Google Drive link. In that Google Drive, this class video will be uploaded. And if you have missed for some personal reasons, if you have some personal commitments and you have missed the class, what you can do, you can watch that video later. Okay, and in that Google Drive only I'm going to upload the documents as well, interview resumes and all. Okay, and other documents as well in the that Google Drive. Okay.
Sure. And whatever the syllabus in the link we are found, is it same like whatever you have uploaded that one? Or can you
Yes,
share the
yes,
syllabus or that is
sure.
fine? That
I can do that, but I don't know where I can share that. In this particular session, I can't share it. But what I will do, guys, if you guys are interested, can you share your mobile numbers? What I will be doing, I'll be creating a WhatsApp group. Okay, and in that WhatsApp group, I will be discussing about these class details. Okay, if any doubts are there, any queries are there. Okay, when you're practicing it, you can share your doubt. I will be clearing that doubt as well in the WhatsApp group. So if you guys can give your mobile number in the chat box, I'll be creating a WhatsApp group by today, and then we can start our course. Okay, in that WhatsApp group, the first thing I'm going to do is I will be sharing the curriculum. Okay, what exactly we are going to cover. Let me show you that document. One second. Okay, see this, guys. So this is the curriculum which we are going to cover. What are the tools and what are the concepts which we are going to cover. These are the things. Okay, these are the tools. Okay, so
okay.
I'm going to upload this document in the WhatsApp group. You can check it out for further reference.
Sir.
Venkat sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, 3 months are different or you are different, sir? Class both are
Sorry,
same.
I didn't understand.
3 months are classes are 18, sir. Your
No, no.
classes are different.
Shriman sir is
Same
different.
work.
Shriman sir is different, and I'm a different person. So Shriman sir is going to cover from 18th. Okay, so that is
Okay,
different.
sir. Okay, sir. How much
Okay.
fees are your classes?
Fees, I don't know, guys. You have to discuss with the management. Please talk to the mobile number which I have given in the chat box. Okay, the management will clear your doubt with respect to the fees. Okay.
Okay, sir. 2 months are duration key. Duration.
The Yes, the duration of this course is 60 days. Okay, 60 sessions, which will be like 2 months. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So guys, if you have any doubts, please ask. And if you guys are interested in joining this course, please share your mobile number in the chat box. So I'll be creating a WhatsApp group so that we can discuss further, and I'll be sharing the document and all in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
So, hello, sir. Prabhat here.
Yeah, Prabhat, please go ahead.
So, the class timing exactly from 7 to 8. Why I'm asking? So, I have a stand-up call at 8:15. So, there is a chance for us, means the class will be extending up to 8:30. There will be no chance.
There will be no chance, Prabhat. I'll be cover max to max. I'll be completing the class by 8:05 or 8:10. Okay, not more than that.
So, by the way, we have a recording session also. You just informed before. So, we'll have a recording
Yes.
session also. Okay.
Yes. Each and every session will be recorded, and that session will be uploaded into the Google Drive. Even this session is getting recorded. Okay, so this session will be uploaded into the Google Drive. So
Okay.
once the class is completed, it will be uploaded by the afternoon.
Okay. Thank you.
So any other doubts, guys? Amarendra, do you have any doubt? Any other doubts, guys?
No, sir, I
Why
am
do we
good
need
from my side.
DevOps and all? Okay. So how many of you guys are interested in joining this course? You can share your mobile number. Okay. So any other doubts, guys? Why exactly we need DevOps and all? So Ajay, do you have any other doubts? Are you fine with that?
Yeah, I'm okay. I got all the doubt clarification.
Okay. Fine, guys. So, okay. So if you guys are interested, you can share your mobile number in the chat box, and I'll be starting the sessions from tomorrow onwards. So first thing is we'll be checking introduction to cloud service. Okay. So we'll be seeing what exactly AWS is, how to create AWS account, and we'll start learning EC2 service. Okay. So any other doubts, guys? Shall we conclude this call? Okay, so Ajay and everyone, if you guys are interested, you can talk to the management, the number which I've shared in the chat box. You can talk to them about the fees related queries or any other queries with respect to the course or curriculum or content, and you can clear your doubts with them. And also, if you guys want to connect with me later on, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to the first to the Durga Soft. They will connect. I mean, they'll schedule a call. Okay, they'll take up a conference and we can have a discussion. Okay. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Let's connect tomorrow at 7 a.m. and we'll start our first DevOps class, okay, which is AWS introduction. Okay, thank you so much for joining and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.